Hey everybody, welcome back to Hollow Knight, and shit,
What?
this is kinda loud.
What?
I said, this is kinda loud!
Oh. Could you be quiet?
I'm probably gonna have to edit the audio of this part.
No, I like it the way it is. Go on.
So yeah, we got a bus pass, and we're gonna make our way to the next area.
We got a bus pass. Now we're gonna go get some bus ass.
I don't think we want bus ass.
What an intellectually stimulating LP.
But yeah, there was another path that we could do in that whole bug dimension, but we don't have the means to go. There's like a gate there, and there's no way to get beyond it, so I didn't even bother showing it.
Beyond two gates.
Cozy.
Starring. Ooh, very nice.
Now, one great thing about the tram is that this one connects to 3 areas, so you basically have a mobile save point.
I like it because the resting area music sounds like it's coming out of the speaker system.
That's because it is. This is one of 2 places where a speaker system is. And the other point where there's a speaker system is actually kind of funny. Because when the speaker appears, you could break it, and if you do, it never gets fixed.
I mean, who would fix it?
Exactly, that's kind of why I enjoyed that. I accidentally broke it on my first playthrough. I'm like, it'll respawn. And then it didn't, I was just like, oh. Oh.
What have I done?
Yeah, I gotta get me a new sword. Oh yeah, by the way, some people in YouTube and the thread commented on channels in a blade. It's actually just meant to make it lighter without compromising the durability. And apparently the channel on our nail right now is super terrible and cause it to crumple after 3 swings. But this is a video game, who cares?
And it's physically, wouldn't it being a smaller item also make it not necessarily be as fragile? Because I feel like weight and physics would have a heavier effect on that.
Yeah.
The fact that it's this insect size makes me think that it would be stronger.
So, our good friend turned our sword into a drill. Wrong
I
button.
didn't realize we were in Ting and Top and Current Login.
I mean, you're not wrong. Look at that shit.
Giga Nail Breaker!
It's still a sword, you don't get drill abilities, but it looks neat.
That sucks. That would have been cool if there was some sort of like, oh, at your full health, you basically got a Legend of Zelda-esque super attack.
Yeah. By the way, remember when I said that this woman is a bit strange? She's actually a huge carnivore.
Delicious.
And this
Also jump up.
Yep, there's even more!
Ah!
Because there's a dead body here!
Well, it looks like she's enjoying the mushrooms at least.
This dude starved to death because this woman was hunting her! You're scary!
You know what makes me think? Maybe she kills them so they turn into mushrooms, then she eats the mushrooms.
That would be kind of cool, but we really don't know much about that. Now, we're unfortunately in the circumstance where I've recorded footage and I don't quite know what I'm doing next. Like, there are small details. I know what this video is about, but I forget what the small detail is going to be.
It could be anything.
It really could.
Even be gameplay.
Oh, back to the tram.
You'll be just as surprised as me.
Yeah. It's a blind playthrough in the weirdest way. And yeah, I also repaired my badge because the attack badge is my favorite badge.
Holder of a fragile heart.
Wow, that's an old song. So old I don't even remember the friggin' name. I also kind of felt like hovering through the other items for anybody that wanted to look at the backstory of them. Some of them are actually kind of neat. Like
There's the eggs you never use.
The tram pass is apparently so rare that each authorization of the tram pass had to be approved by the king himself. Could you imagine how awful that would be if the president had to approve your bus pass?
Plus, how often would people get mixed up and accidentally say tramp ass?
Not a lot, I'd imagine.
lot of homeless asses there. I'm here for the tramp ass party. No, it's a tram. Ah.
Well,
My
crap.
mistake. Go about your business.
It's funny you mentioned tramp. I recently watched They Live recently, and I didn't realize how centered around the homeless that movie was.
You know what's surprisingly centered around homeless people? Hobo with a shotgun.
Ah, yes. Not at all deceptive.
Fool me once, shame on you.
So we are about to enter the most well-kept secret in the game, in my opinion. It has no bearing on the game whatsoever unless you want to 100% it. But it does...
Can you shoot through wall?
Sorry?
Can you shoot through walls using your little Hadouken blast? Like find secret places? Or do you just have to die a bunch like you've been doing?
I honestly don't know. I think it just phases through the wall.
Bees?
Welcome to Bees in the Hive. I think this place is pretty rad.
I like bees.
Bees are cool, though the bees here might freak you out a little bit. Well, I
just want to see in the background Nicolas Cage's face.
Well, I think I got something to do in post-production. But yeah, the Hive is an interesting thing. It has a lot of background implications for the story, and also some very useful things. But really, if you just want to, you know, beat the game, you don't need to come here at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless you really hit that on accident or looked up a walkthrough, I don't imagine you'd find this place very easily.
The only clue is that there's a light cracked animation in the wall, but it's kind of hard to tell since the background of the area we were just in was also, like, lightly white.
See, as much as I know you're not big Donkey Kong Country person, but at least in Donkey Kong Country 2, there was a lot of levels that took place in a hive area, so it's somewhat nostalgic to kind of see you actually inside of a giant beehive.
I actually do remember those levels. And I do remember the little bastard hornets that you couldn't kill at all.
Yep. Well, no, you could with certain
Oh yeah, animals.
Oh, you're cool.
Yeah, this is the enemy that I thought would have freaked you out, but what do you know?
I think it's actually kind of cool. I like its design.
When I first thought that, I was like, what the? Oh my god!
It has its own Giga Drill break.
Welcome to the drill episode.
We're going to drill into some more cool content.
Oh my god. I like the bee designs at least. I think they look cool.
You gotta earn that bench.
Who puts a bench in honey?
Paul Bunyan, probably.
Why are we going back to Paul Bunyan? Damn it!
The man did a lot, okay?
Very versatile person. If I remember right, that is actually not a wrong button press. I think I got a phone call when I was recording this.
You were telling the pizza man to go home. It's been a while, come on.
But yeah, this is a... I don't know how to feel about that enemy in particular. Because to me,
it looks like he may have been stabbed by a bunch of those flying bees and they just live in him now.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know if he was like a hostage or just an unfortunate victim, though.
See, you know what I think I like about that enemy? It only takes like 2 hits to kill it.
Yeah.
So it's still intimidating, but it isn't bullshit.
Yeah, that's one thing that's been kind of a problem in a lot of games lately, is the fact that people are equating difficulty to HP sponge or high damage. And that's really not fun at all.
Nope.
Like, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the LP before, but Monolith is probably my favorite thing about difficulty in that it's basically imagine Binding of Isaac but way more shmup focused. And in the beginning, it's relatively easy. It eases you into the game. It you know, gets you acclimated to the mechanics. Then you decide to do hard mode, and instead of, you know, increasing enemy HP, increasing enemy count, or increasing, you know, how much damage they do, like Binding of Isaac, it actually made different and unique bullet patterns, and that was a good form of difficulty.
Another trick you could always do to increase difficulty is to take things that you would have usually an unlimited amount of and limit it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously ways you can do that wrong, like anything else, but I think when you have to kind of conserve and think about the items you use, it's the same thing they do in Resident Evil, where if you play easy on some of those games, hey, you start with the revolver, and you start with, like, 10 health packs, but if you do hard, no.
This is kind of tangentially related to what you're talking about, but I remember looking at a discussion for Hollow Knight recently, and one dude was kind of giving a shit because, oh, you could heal whenever and you have unlimited heals. This game is garbage. And I'm just like,
but there's no healing items, stupid.
Yeah, and have you tried healing in mid-combat? Like, that's the sign of a person who just kind of looks at a game and doesn't know what they're talking about.
Like when people say, oh, I won't play the new Sonic because there's no platinum achievements.
What?
You didn't read that?
No.
Sonic Mania doesn't have any platinum achievements, so a lot of people are going online going, this is stupid, I'm glad I'm not buying this game.
Well, I mean, I'm not buying it because I don't like Sonic, but that's like the most petty reason I've ever heard of.
Oh, those ones are really fat, they're adorable.
Yeah.
Bumblebees.
I like the big bumblebees, and they're also pivotal for a certain unlock here. Even though they're defending their hive, they still help you out.
I like how they're so fat, they can't really sting you, they just bump you. They should be called bumblebees.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of obvious here, people probably notice instantly, but I love the aesthetic of this area because it's just geometrically perfect, and I love it. Like, you got all the repeating rectangles in the back, you got the hexagon highs, it's just, I don't know, I love this look. It reminds me a lot of, like, you know how in a lot of sci-fi games they have the hexagons as part of this aesthetic, but this is all natural? I think this is just really cool.
I mean, that just gives you how fascinating bees are.
Yeah.
That they can create all these very perfect hexagonal shapes. And they dance to communicate.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that. I know spiders do that, but I never knew bees did that.
They use pheromones and dancing.
Pheromones make sense, yeah. Like, the only reason I know bugs dance is because online joke images. Man,
see, I'm kind of putting some stuff together that you said earlier where you're like, oh, there's heavy story implications here. And I might be overthinking this, but we've been talking about how the orange stuff is the infection, and we're in a giant place full of orange stuff.
That's a very good assumption to make, but no. I'm just gonna say the bees have nothing to do with the infection.
I mean, that would be interesting if there was just a whole race that accidentally made something evil.
Yeah, actually. I think that actually sounds very familiar. I think another story did something similar to that. Or another game did something similar to that.
It would also explain why these characters are trapped behind a hidden wall. Because I'm sure the other civilization's like, yeah, get them the fuck out of here.
I will explain the story implications of this area after the video because you can find it in various other ways, but it's not really upfront. And especially here, a lot of the story about the Hive is very... I'm not gonna say the word because a lot of my friends get on my case for doing it, but it's very off the beaten path.
Looking at all this honey is kind of making me think, man, I should cook something with honey tonight.
Seriously. I'm a chump and probably gonna get some Mediterranean food at a restaurant.
I'm probably gonna cook some, like, spicy honey chicken sandwiches or something.
Nice. So, there's a mass fragment here behind a breakable wall, but we can't break it. Only the big guy can, because it's destructible.
Thank you, big boy.
Yep. And
Don't die.
And that's actually the easiest I've ever done that. I remember times where the bee just would not get the hit, and I'm like, oh my god, dude. Just give me like an inch here. I need this.
This is also a surprisingly big zone, considering it's pretty much a secret zone.
It's interesting because it's a secret zone, but it's technically not its own area. It's a part of Kingdom's Edge.
Is there a boss in this zone?
No, actually, which is kind of a disappointing thing when you see the end of the area.
Not like they had any shortages of bosses in their little Patreon goal.
Oh yeah. Like, the advertising line in the Steam page is over 30 bosses.
Are they playable?
But yeah, I like the fact that they just included bees, because this game is like a, I forget what the term for them are, but like a bug scientist is, you know, is just something they would really like. But yeah, this is the end of the area.
I know yo can.
So we may have jumped the gun a little bit on the plot.
It's a pale being that bears the blame of your nature. Your life exists with hollowness. We play no part in this attempt in perpetuation. So it sounds like the bees don't want to be involved in whatever the Pale Knight and his DK crew are up to.
Not in the slightest. But yeah, you take a look at that and you see the giant bee in the background, and you think, man, there's a boss fight coming up, right? Especially with here, where it looks like there's supposed to be a second phase to a fight. And then there's a reward right here. No, there's no boss fight. You can actually Dream Blade the Hive Queen and consume her one soul, and the thing in the back won't care.
Probably didn't even see it happen. Also, I'm busy making children and honey, so... Why it's interesting because on the lore side of it, obviously certain bugs did not agree necessarily with how it seems this Pale King and the rest of his buddies came up with stuff. So like the mantises and the bees pretty much created their own societies, and overall they seem to be doing fine.
Yeah, if you've noticed, the mantises are not infected at all. The bees are not infected at all. They're just chilling. It's only with the Pale King and his society that happen to get under these unfortunate circumstances.
So maybe it isn't as quite as diabolically world-ending as they expected, because there are societies that still just function normally as they always have.
Yeah, it's more of a localized disaster. Because like even out here, you can see enemies that don't really seem to be affected by the infection.
You know what probably would have been a better hint for that beehive area? To have some of those small bees hanging around the secret entrance.
They were, actually.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, there was 2 little tiny bees just hanging around the secret wall. That's your clue.
Oh, well. There you go.
So what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to get to the entrance of Kingdom's Edge at the top that links to the City of Tears. Because next video, I kind of want to do a secret boss. Actually,
But only kinda.
oh no, wait, I know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get to the tram, because there's not really a tram in Kingdom's Edge. I lost track of the video count, and that the secret boss is video 19. But yeah, the final video in the poll, and probably the last area for just, you know, doing general exploration.
What are you doing?
Sorry?
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
What a waste. Just get the... You should have gotten the souls that were left in the thing.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
I was looking like, what? Why?
Look, I honestly cannot explain what I do half the time in these videos.
I was drunk, okay?
Oh yeah, I forgot, there is one last part of the Hive that we didn't go to, and it's in this little hidden part of Kingdom's Edge. This is another clue where you would be like, oh, there's a new level, how do I get there? Don't mind me, I'm
Why you
having
have to
fun.
hurt this child's feelings over and over again?
Look, they could be rescued anytime by me. They could wait 5 seconds as I enjoy, you know, childish entertainment.
Don't go play with my heart. It's funny if he did try to dig into the ground, he got stuck in the honey and just froze.
Gotta pull him out of the ground and drag him back.
So cold. So cold.
But yeah, you actually covered a fair bit of what I wanted to discuss with the Hive. Because the big story is that the Hive was its own society, and it grew in tandem with the City of Tears. However, they didn't quite see eye to eye. While the Pale King treasured independence and free thought, the bees were very, they're kind of a hive mind that's centered around a single leading party, and they just wanted to, exist. They didn't want to advance. They didn't want to do war. They just wanted to be. And
oh, come on.
Damn it. I hate myself. Anyway.
I hate you too.
Anyway.
They just wanted to be.
Anyway, they can't.
What is the action to be, Wang?
They just wanted to,
or not to be.
They didn't want to even coexist. They just wanted to do their own thing aside from each other, and they came to an agreement. The bees would stay at the kingdom's edge, be unhindered, while the Pale King would expand his own kingdom. And the bees are also aware of the things that occurred within Deepness. You know how the Vespa Queen said that she's not the Pale Queen you seek, it's another queen. That's actually something we got to do with the true ending. We have to seek out a Pale Queen, and she was aware of that. And the Vespa Queen is also aware of what happened, but they didn't tell us that. So while
calling it a Vespa Queen.
Sorry?
Keep on calling it a Vespa Queen.
Because it's I could just call it Bee Queen, can't I? Yeah. So yeah, while the Pale King's kingdom fell to ruin, the Bee Queen's civilization just kind of, existed.
Or bead, as you said earlier.
Yes. I also forgot to mention what Hiveblood does. Hiveblood is a very unique trinket and a very expensive trinket. If I remember right, it is 4 trinket slots, but it gives you regenerating HP to a degree. If you get hit once, your health will be deducted, but if you get to your last health and then you get hit, you will still die. But if you get hit and your health will enter this weird smaller state, and so long as you don't get hit again for 10 seconds, that health will regenerate.
Have you tried to combine that with other badges with that whole Poo Knight's ability?
No, this is not one of the things that combine with Dung Defender. It's just something on its own. What did you want? No. Nope. Dropping this. Just gonna drop this. Nope. But yeah, the thing about Hiveblood when I say limited HP regen is if you get hit again while in that regenerative state, then that health is permanently gone. You gotta use focus to get it back. So it's basically a means of trying to get the HP you lost, but it won't fully restore you.
It allows you to be all you can be.
Yes. But yeah, next time on Hollow Knight, I believe we're going to the Queen's Garden.
Ironically, to look for a queen. If we don't find her there, that'd be hilarious.
Spoiler alert, we don't, because I lack a plot pivotal item. Oh well.
100% playthrough.
Yep. See you folks next time.